Hi everyone. Today's task is a little bit of fun. What I would like you to do is I would like you to retell the story of Little Red Riding Hood. But I don't want you to read out the story that I've uploaded online, and I don't want you to read it out from your storyboard. Instead, what I would like you to do is I would like you to retell the story of Little Red Riding Hood from memory alone. And to make it even more exciting, I would like you to put some actions or some drama to it. Then I would like you to show your parents after you've practiced it a little bit. If you would like, and you have the capabilities at home, you may record yourself retelling Little Red Riding Hood, and you can send it to the year group email address, which is y2@anglesey.beham.scu.uk. That should have been sent out to your parents, but if you don't have the email address, don't worry, I'll put it just below this video for you. Now, it would be unfair of me to ask you to do a task if I'm not willing to do it myself, so here is my retelling of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. Her mother asked her to take a basket full of muffins to her grandmother, who lived on the edge of the forest. Her mother also told her, "Don't go talking to any strangers." So off Little Red Riding Hood went through the forest. She became distracted halfway through and began to pick all the beautiful little flowers. When along came the big bad wolf. "Hello there, little child. And what would your name be?" My name's Little Red Riding Hood. Who are you?" "Oh, you can call me Mr. Wolf. And where are you going today, little girl?" I'm going to see my grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Your grandmother? How wonderful! And where does your grandmother live?" My grandmother lives on the edge of the forest. I'm taking her some muffins because she hasn't been feeling very well." "How noble! How wonderful of you!" replied the wolf. "Well, I shall leave you alone now to pick your flowers. I do hope your grandmother feels well soon." And off the wolf went. He ran as quick as he could to the edge of the forest and found grandmother's cottage.
"Who is it?"
said grandmother. "Why, it's Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf, trying to mimic her voice.
"Oh dear, you don't sound very well at all. Come on in."
Grandmother opened the door, and the big, bad wolf gobbled Grandma up. He had an idea. He closed the door and opened Grandmother's cupboard. He put on Grandmother's hat and climbed into Grandmother's bed, covering himself up with the blanket, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood. "Hello, Grandma, are you there?" said Little Red Riding Hood, knocking at the door.
"Come in, dear,"
said the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood was shocked to see Grandmother. She really didn't look very well. "Oh, Grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "you don't look well at all."
"Come closer, dear. Grandmother doesn't feel very well."
So Little Red Riding Hood got a little bit closer. "Oh, Grandmother, what big ears you have!"
"All the better for hearing you, my dear."
"And, Grandmother, what big eyes you have!"
"All the better for seeing you, my dear."
"And, Grandmother, what a large nose you have!"
"All the better for smelling you, my dear."
"And, Grandma, what big teeth you have!" "All the better for eating you, my dear!" And the wolf jumped out of the bed and moved towards Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood could do nothing but scream, "Help! Help! Please, somebody help me!" Meanwhile, out in the woods, a woodcutter was cutting down a tree. Ch, 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 when he heard the screams coming from the nearby cottage. "Help! Help!" And he ran as quick as he could towards the cottage and banged on the door. He opened it wide and saw the wolf about to eat poor Little Red Riding Hood. The woodcutter walked up to the wolf and bopped him on the head with his axe. The shock of it caused the wolf to cough up Grandmother before he passed out. The woodcutter took the wolf into the deep woods. When the wolf woke up, the woodcutter said to him, "I hope you've learned a lesson about gobbling people up." "I have," said the wolf, and he ran away as quick as he could, never to be seen again. Meanwhile, back at the cottage, Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma shared the muffins. "Well, dear, I hope you've learned a lesson about talking to strangers." "Yes, Grandma, I won't ever do that again." And they all lived happily ever after. Now, I'm sure that your retelling and your story will be a lot better than mine. And as I've said, if you would like to, please record it and upload it to the email address below. Have fun making your own fairy tale drama.